Hey everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of the happiest hour on earth. Tonight we are bringing on some great friends from Make It Magical podcast, Emily and Clayton, and we're so excited to have them on. We've been talking about this episode and just getting together for a couple months now, so awesome that we finally get to have them on. So in this episode, we are going to have to pick one food or drink, one ride or entertainment, and one photo spot, and one tradition that we share in each land of California adventure. And then next week, we're going to be on their podcast talking about Disneyland. So we're so excited to have them on. And with that, let's just go ahead and start the show.
Let's go. Okay, so we're gonna call them up in just a minute, but before we do that, I'm just gonna introduce our drink that we made this week.
Yeah.
So this is called the Sea Witch. It is a secret menu item from Lamplight Lounge.
Yeah.
We've never had this before, and I think we only recently heard about it. But obviously it's inspired by Ursula, the Sea Witch.
Yeah. Don't know what the oranges or the raspberries have to do with
I
Ursula,
don't either.
But
and also the color of the drink is supposed to be kind of more of like a purple blue mix, and it's like it kind of just all mixed together and just looks really dark.
Yeah. It's Disneyland's like special magic that keeps it that like beautiful purple.
I don't know how they do what they do.
Yeah,
but
seriously.
it looked good at one point, and then it just kind of mixed. But whatever, I think it's still gonna taste good. So let's go ahead and give it a shot.
Let's do it. I'm a little nervous about this one.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, it's good.
Really sweet. Sweet, but still really delicious.
Yeah, there's like a one and done, but like I would definitely get it.
Yeah.
And we're gonna try to go to Lamplight Lounge on our next trip, and maybe we should order one of these.
Yeah.
These seem like one of those. It airs more on the I just turned 21, and these are the types of drinks that I'm gonna get. So a lot of people do like those. My tastes have gotten a little more just kind of more intense, but it's really refreshing.
It definitely reminds me of like the Mickey's Fun Wheel, like all those
within that same
kind
vein,
of are the same. Yeah,
totally.
Like it's a similar taste. I
That's
guess
good though.
That's good.
So it's a raspberry kind of forward drink with some blue curacao and
peach schnapps.
Lots
of sugar.
All the Sprite, more sugar. Yeah. Which is crazy because Sprite is like our go-to like
drink in the park.
Soda in the park. Yeah.
We don't generally drink soda. Like when we're here at home, it's not a common thing to get soda. We just tried to cut it out, but when we're in the park, sometimes we splurge, and it's usually Sprite when we do.
It's so good in the park for some reason.
It is a good little like topper for this drink. I think it's good.
Ooh, I like that. And actually, we decided to make this because we're talking about California Adventure. But then also, Make It Magical is going to be in the park soon. And they did ask on their stories some drink and food recommendations. And I saw that someone recommended the Sea Witch, so I was like, we got to do it.
Yeah.
But this just making
me. Know if they should get it while they're there.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many good drinks at Lamplight Lounge, so they just need to go for all of them. Emily and Clayton just go for all of them.
Good luck, guys.
Yeah, right. But this is getting me excited. Should we go ahead and call them up?
Yeah, let's call them.
All right, let's do it. Hey, Emily and Clayton, how are you guys doing?
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining our show. It's been a long time coming. We've talked to you guys ever since you guys started the podcast as well, which has been like a couple months. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
We had a revelation about 2 hours into our last episode that it was the 20th episode. That was probably something we should have led with, but
wow.
20th episode. Oh my gosh.
That is a good milestone.
Yeah, pretty big. after about an hour and 40 minutes of recording, I was like, oh, it's our 20th episode. I was like, probably should have started.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I was talking to, I believe, Emily before that you guys were breaking down Genie Plus in your latest episode. And it is the longest episode that you guys have done because just like us, we have so much to say about Genie Plus.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a big switch up on us.
Big
Free
one.
fast passes gone. Oh man, I cannot wait to listen to the episode.
Thanks, guys.
So before we jump in, for those listeners of ours that might not know who you guys are, do you guys just want to kind of break down Make It Magical and like how you guys started the podcast? There's a little bit of history of how Emily started and then got Clayton in there and all this good stuff.
Yeah, I guess I'll let you go.
Sure. Yeah, I can get it started. So, on the podcast, I talk about how, just like you guys, like my family and I grew up in the Bay Area, so going to Disneyland was a huge deal. Like, it was a family affair. We'd pack up in the car, family of 6, and we'd drive all the way down. So, that became like a yearly tradition for the whole family to do together. And that kind of stuck into my adulthood, and that's where my love for Disney came from. And coming up with the idea to start a Disney podcast, I mean, I've even talked to you, Chris, about it, that I was listening to your podcast from the very beginning during the pandemic, and like, I was so sad because I couldn't go to the parks, and that just like filled my Disney heart and helped me get through that time of the shutdown. So I'm like, wow, it'd be really fun if I could start my own podcast and just cover topics that I've always wanted in any kind of podcast. So it's all about everything from Disney history, the movies, of course the parks, because yes, Disneyland is my home park, but I love Disney World too. So I started out on my own, but then Clayton came in the picture, and I had him on for an episode, and I kind of just loved having him do back and forth with me. So, Clayton.
Yeah, so about, 8 episodes in or so, I became a regular, the co-ghost host, as we like to say. So,
Yes.
we've been going strong. I enjoy it now, or I enjoyed it the first time I tried. I was totally gung-ho for her to go forward with it, and then I enjoyed it the first time I did it, and we've been ramping up, I guess, and stuff we're trying to do with it. So it's been fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So cool. And the story between you guys too, because you guys had been together for a while, but Clayton, were you not? I remember hearing in one episode that you weren't like a Disney fanatic, and then Emily just
we were coming up with some content, and one of the things was like going through all the Disney movies that I haven't seen, and there's a very dramatic shift about at a certain point where I've seen all of them and I haven't. Where Em's like, "Have you noticed a trend here?" It's like, "Yeah, I have. I think so." Yeah, it wasn't a big thing when I was growing up. We had only gone a few times to Disneyland, once to just Epcot, I think, to do mostly the World Showcase, and then I met Emily, and the rest is kind of history because that was her big thing, and that's become a big R thing, I guess.
Yeah, it's been a huge part of our relationship. Like we even kind of talk about it on a couple episodes, but of course, yes, I brought him to Disneyland a ton of times, and of course, Clayton proposed when we were on our first Disney cruise together. Yep. And then we went on a Disney cruise for our honeymoon too. So it's been a big part of our relationship.
What locations did you guys do for the cruises?
So we did the Caribbean cruises, but there's 2 different kinds. So
oh my gosh,
we did the East and then the West. So it's like geographically separated. I think the East has the longer amount of sea days. I think it has one more sea day. So we kind of wanted to do that just to explore the cruise ship more. But then both of them go to their private island, Castaway Cay, and then it went to one of the I don't know. See, I don't even remember.
Some island. Virgin Islands, I think.
One of the U.S. Virgin Islands, and I'm sure there was one more. I know.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
The West Coast one, you go to Cozumel, you go to Jamaica, Castaway Cay, and I'm sure there was one more, but I can't remember.
Oh my gosh, that is
sounds awesome.
We have yet to go on a Disney cruise. We're thinking, we have our son, and once he gets a little bit older, I think that's a perfect type of vacation. It's not like hauling your luggage somewhere. You just keep it in the room. You get to see lots of different places. So hopefully soon we'll be able to do that with him.
Yeah, it's nice because there's like daycare, or essentially a daycare, and you can go off and do your own thing, and he can basically go and there's like this big playroom,
hang out with Mickey,
where they basically tag them in with like a magic band. Perfect. And then you can go do whatever you want, I think. Yeah.
You guys have to do it. It's so much fun. And it's like, that's the thing. You still get the Disney magic, but it's so relaxing, and there's so much to do on the ship, but then all the different stops you make, like you get off the ship and explore all these new locations. It's we definitely want to go again.
And then of course you could use the biggest use of all its content.
Yeah, it's content for the podcast too.
Seriously, just write it off.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
that's
no
so
kidding.
amazing. Oh man, but before
So fun.
yeah, so cool. One thing that just like as you guys are talking, because you're talking and explaining your podcast, and you brought up history. One thing that I love about your guys' podcast so much is that you guys break down so much cool Disney history that that I just haven't heard a lot about, and you guys do everything so well. But I love you guys are so knowledgeable. So definitely anyone who's listening, if you love the history of Disney or just Disney in general, you got to check them out. Links will be wherever this podcast is. But another thing, as you guys were talking about, just the similarities between, I feel like, us and you guys, which is so weird. We're not going to like talk about them in depth, but we've talked about them, HappyHour and Make It Magical. There's so many similarities, which is so funny, but kind of like you growing up, going to Disneyland, Emily. I grew up going to Disneyland, and then you fell in love with it a little bit later, and then that became kind of our tradition. But there's just, there's so much like kind of relation there and correlation. And so
we also live like
even
15 minutes apart.
It's like creepy. It gets creepy at a certain point.
We have the same anniversary, listeners. This is crazy. We
same
just found this out like a week or two ago. So many crazy things. 1 year apart, same day.
Same day, 1 year apart.
Still crazy.
Super weird.
Yeah.
So this is a very special episode everyone is listening to because it's
we're like Disney twins.
Oh yeah. What do they call it in like Star Wars? Like a dyad in the Force, like a little podcast dyad for sure. But should we jump in? And we already told our listeners next week. Yeah, we're gonna be on your guys' podcast talking Disneyland. We're so excited about that one as well. But California Adventure. Once they did that revamp with Buena Vista Street and Cars Land, and
oh my gosh, it's gotten
I've fallen so much more in love with Cars Land, or not Cars Land. Well, yes, Cars Land, but California Adventure.
All of it.
In general,
for a while,
back
it was all
then-
or most of it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, right. it was not good back then, and it's gotten so much better. We should do an episode on like all the awkward rides that were features of the park because it has
changed
strange.
so much.
It was weird. I know my family and I, we went the first year it opened, and I have some memories. Like I remember the very weird things that were there, but I think even by the time we went, they already got rid of a couple things because no one was going to them. So it's just California Adventure is a very weird story altogether.
It is, yeah. I love the. We're going to talk
we're
about
probably
the
going to just say
Imagineering
the same
episode.
thing. Yeah, the Imagineering story episode where they talk about it is so interesting to me because you see the whole transition of like when it was Michael Eisner that was in control of everything, and then just all the other things that happened that led to where it is now. It's just so crazy. It's just gotten to be so amazing now. I love it.
Yeah, us too, definitely.
Yeah, it's a good one. I quite enjoyed the theming of it.
Yeah,
definitely. Well, speaking of theming, should we jump in? Should we jump into one of my favorite lands, which is Buena Vista Street?
First place you enter,
so
you
magical.
Get into the park. Buena
Definitely
Vista
gives
Street.
those Main Street vibes, but like in a different kind of light. You know?
Yep.
Exactly.
But yeah, do you guys want to start guests first?
Okay.
Which I guess we're talking food, ride, entertainment, photo spot, and traditions in each of these lands. So I'm so excited to hear you guys's.
All right. So for food, we are going to go with something that I get every single trip. It's like become pretty much since my childhood. This is something I've always gotten, but it has to be a caramel apple from like the Trolley Treats candy store on Buena Vista Street.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this is kind of a cheat because I don't eat it in the park, but I always buy it in the park and bring it home.
Yeah, it gets eaten the day after after the drive home.
Yeah, then it makes kind of it softens the blow a little bit, so I still have something to look forward to when we get home.
That is a very good idea.
That is so good.
You're like, we're going to try that on our trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, because honestly, every time we leave Disneyland, it's just this sad experience where we're just like holding on to like our merch we bought, but not a Disney treat. That's a great idea.
Snack. That's a good idea to bring that home.
Caramel apple.
I highly recommend.
I think I don't know. Do we sometimes switch it up? We do peanut.
Oh yeah, we'll get the caramel with the peanuts
Yeah, I think that's
surrounding
how we usually
it.
do it.
So good.
Usually,
gosh.
sometimes we splurge for the signature. I think we got the signature last September.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the signature?
So
Oh my gosh.
I think it was like a ghost. I think, right?
They had Jack Skellington,
Or it was
right?
Jack Skellington. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So it was like covered in white
I've
chocolate,
seen
and then
those.
had like dark chocolate eyes with the mouth. So
Yeah.
that was a
Oh my
dream
gosh.
splurge.
They'll probably
so.
be there by the time you guys are in the
Most
parks.
likely.
And
Probably.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So exciting.
So good.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you know what? We totally split. We split up between her and mine on some of these. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
but we'll go quick.
Yeah, we'll just be quick. For me, food that I generally like to get on Buena Vista Street, and it's kind of a recent thing, but I love going into Clarabelle's ice cream. It's definitely been within the last couple trips that I think I've gone there, but I love to get a waffle cone with some cookies and cream on a hot day. It's just super nice, and I love Clarabelle's. So it's probably my most recent favorite snack on Buena Vista.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
And then mine is like not exciting at all, but for some reason I love that
Staple
fruit.
in our trips.
Yeah, that fruit section, like right before the stores. That pineapple spear there. I feel like we usually go to Disneyland first, and then by the time we go to California Adventure, it's a little bit warmer. So that pineapple spear just kind of like,
Yeah.
it's so refreshing.
Yeah, that's a good one.
it hits the spot.
It
It's
does.
really
yeah.
good.
That or the pickle, depending.
Yeah,
on the day,
yeah.
you know?
Sometimes
That or the
we
pickle,
yeah.
one each.
Yeah, the pickle. So good. So for entertainment or ride, obviously there's no rides in Buena Vista Street except for the trolley car.
Yeah.
But yeah, what are you guys going for entertainment there?
So we would go with the Five and Dime. So that's like the 1920s entertainment group that's always there in front of Carthay Circle, and like usually they're just kind of standing by the fountain in the center, don't they?
Yeah, I
But
think so.
feel like they're
Yeah.
always out there, so we usually will
Yeah.
kind of like catch little bits all throughout the day, which is really nice.
They're so good.
I love that.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I love listening to them too.
Honestly, what I think sets apart Disney from a lot of other theme parks is that kind of like streetmosphere type of, and there is that in other theme parks as well, but
It's
Disney
so
just
well
does
done,
it
though.
so-
It's really well done
So
in California since it's all got that 20s early
Yeah.
wall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just
puts
Disney
you
does it
right
so
into
well.
that time zone. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
We had that on our list as well for entertainment, in addition to just seeing the characters out there kind of in that same area. I love to
I
go
love the
out with those
20s, like
characters.
Mickey and Pluto, all their little garb.
They're so
Oh my gosh.
cute, and they're always like so nice, like extra nice.
Yeah, so great.
Okay, and now
Ooh,
photo spot.
spot.
Okay.
What's your pick?
So, of course, the one we had to go with was the storyteller statue, where it's Walt and Mickey. Like, I had to pick that because you can't go there without at least stopping to admire it or getting a photo. Like, I had to
Yeah.
choose it.
So true.
Same. We
Yeah.
picked the same thing.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. The Walt and Mickey statue, and we always love to snag a picture of Carthay Circle, whether we're in the photo or not. I just love so much that scene is just
Yeah.
so beautiful.
With the fact that it's like modeled after where Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs first premiered, like such a staple, such a good switch up that they did when they did Buena Vista Street.
It's the perfect way to enter California Adventure, too, because, it puts you in the mindset of where Walt was when he came to LA. So, it's
Yeah.
they just did such a great
I
job. I
love
could
it.
go on and on about Buena Vista Street all day.
Me too.
Seriously,
much.
so magical, and I love that Hollywood Land is right there too because it kind of puts you in that like time frame of Hollywood, the glitz and the glamour, and then you just go left and get right into Hollywood Land. But
Yep.
before we
It's so
jump
well
into
done.
Hollywood Land, we have tradition, and
Yeah.
I have a feeling some of these are gonna like line up between yours and ours because I
Yeah.
feel like we're very similar. But I am very curious to hear your tradition because I feel like that might differ.
Well, so this one, we kind of were trying to think on what we actually do every single time. So, of course, like I mentioned, trolley treats is a must. So I always go in there while Clayton's usually getting coffee.
Stuck in the Starbucks line.
He usually has to yank
Oh
me
my
out
gosh, that's
because I
long.
want to get all of the treats. But then by the time we get out of the store, the window right outside, it's like the rock candy mountain and the trains going around it. Have you guys stopped and looked
Oh,
at
yeah.
that? So every
don't
single
think
time
so.
Yeah.
I point out to Clayton, I'm like, Clayton, do you know why this is here? So
And I always forget, so it's a new story every time. So because I couldn't tell you what it means right now, so that's pretty much the norm.
yeah, so if people
Wait,
don't know,
where is it? Outside of the candy store, you said?
It's like the window. So if you're walking down
okay.
Buena Vista right before you turn to kind of go
towards Starbucks.
Starbucks.
Towards
like if
Starbucks.
you're-
Okay, to the right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're turning on the right as the sidewalk ends, that main window right there for the trolley trees has the mountain in it.
Yeah, so it's Rock Candy
Oh,
Mountain,
okay.
and the reason it's there is to kind of pay homage to Walt, because one of the original ideas he had for Fantasyland was to build a Rock Candy Mountain ride, and it's one of those
What?
concepts that just got dropped. So they dug it up
Oh
and
my
decided to
gosh.
make
I
a window
love that
dedicated
they-
to it.
That's
Oh my
so
gosh.
cool, though.
I can't believe we haven't noticed. that. I
I've
knew
never
about
noticed
that.
it, and I never ever would have known that little piece of history. So thank you.
I'm so excited to go back to the parks to see all this.
I'm gonna
stuff,
look
so.
for it now for sure when we're there next.
That's so good. Ours is not as exciting as that.
Yeah.
Ours is shopping in Elias & Co. and then that home store. We always have to
We
go to the
always
home
go in
store.
those and usually get
Yeah.
something because I just love those stores so much.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, all the shops. We have to. I live on the left side, just multiple shops, but it's
And you
just
can walk through all of
I
those.
love
It's just
that.
a continuous
Oh my
store,
gosh. I know.
exactly. Yeah.
When it's hot outside and you're like, I don't want to have to go out and then enter another store. It's just
Exactly.
a long
Peruse
straight
on
walk.
the aisles.
It's the
We
best.
always have to go through those shops, and I just love those shops because they do seem a little less crowded than the ones on Main Street. So
Oh,
it's just,
yeah.
Yeah,
we
the
just
Emporium
tend to
is
go into
packed.
those. Yeah.
Oh,
my
yeah.
gosh.
Oh
it's-
my
it's
gosh.
The
crazy.
Emporium is just always packed.
It's overwhelming.
The Emporium
Which
just
is a
feels
bummer 'cause I love
chaotic
it, so.
sometimes.
Yeah.
I know. I wish I could spend more time in there because I do love it so much. But every time I go in, I'm like,
Especially late at night.
Yeah.
Late at night, everyone's just
There's
trying
kids
to
running
grab their last
around.
minute
There's
stuff.
people
Yeah.
everywhere. It's just,
very
yeah.
cramped.
Yeah.
it's a little more breathable in
Elias and Co. and
yeah.
all of those.
Yeah, for sure. So should we
Okay.
head over to Hollywoodland?
Hollywood.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk
No.
food or drink. What are you guys picking?
So when we were putting this list together, we realized we don't ever get any food from Hollywoodland. We're like, what is even in there? We're like, there's a Ward Wiener, there's this movie.
Yeah, schmoozies, which we've never been to.
The one thing I
Yeah.
do,
Yeah.
the one thing, and then the churro cart that I feel like is never open because it's never been open the last 3 times we've been to the park. So,
Yeah. So we're like, I guess technically we don't ever get anything here. So we kind of cheated in a way, I guess, for this. So
Yeah.
we picked something we're gonna maybe try on our next trip, where that sounds good.
Ooh.
Smart.
We're gonna
love
get we're from Award Wieners. We're gonna get the asada fries. So that's fries, topped with
Nice.
marinated carne asada, cheddar cheese, shredded cheese. So I think there's a guac with it, and
Sounds pretty good.
my
some
gosh.
topping, just normal regular.
I've
topping.
seen it on a couple people's
pretty
lists
good.
of must try Disney food. So I'm like, okay, well maybe this time will be our shot to get something in Hollywoodland. I don't know.
Yeah.
it.
Otherwise, we
Oh my
realize we
gosh.
don't buy anything from Hollywoodland.
We have a
don't
land
generally
coming
either.
up. Yeah, we have a land coming up that we literally were like, we do not it's the exact same. So I'm
Okay.
curious if you guys usually go to this place, but we actually ever
Award
since
Wieners was our answer because we have gone a handful of times.
yeah, I went when I was a kid a lot.
Yeah, we don't really go too much anymore because usually we get corn dogs as opposed to hot dogs.
Yeah,
But we've gone to Award Wieners. I think we actually went one of the last times.
yeah.
That we were there because we just were hungry while we were in the land. It just made sense. But they do. It's pretty good. It's pretty good hot dogs if
Yeah.
and the fries. I'm sure those are good as well.
We have to
But
try the
yeah.
fries. We've never had
yeah,
the fries.
that sounds really good.
I usually get the Uptown Chili Dog from there, and it's really good. Yeah.
They also
Yeah.
apparently have.
Pretty good stuff.
We were looking at the menu. They have funnel cake fries, which I was like,
Wait.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wait, is
Not seen
are they
that on
more
the menu.
are they more sweet or savory? Are they
I think they're
Must
both
be
supposed to be more
sweet.
sweet.
They're supposed to be, sweet.
So
so
they're,
they're legit funnel cake waffle fries?
I
maybe?
guess.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Never ordered
Sounds
them,
crazy.
so
Man.
that might be on a to-do list
Okay.
at some point.
Maybe that's like a hidden gem.
Yeah.
It sounds like it could be either really good or really terrible.
Yeah.
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 Could go either way.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna just try. I've honestly just like decided this next trip we're gonna
try a
way
lot of new
too
stuff.
much because we just need to try a lot of things that we haven't tried before. So
Well, and the last time that we were there, it was food and wine. So a lot of what we ate was from there and not as much as park foods.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited to go again and just be like, okay, what do we like not normally get that's here?
Yeah, we'll like
Right.
high step to each land, try to burn off like a couple more calories, but it will
Walk
be,
a little quicker.
yeah,
Right.
for sure.
Do a couple laps.
I mean, that's the nice thing
Yeah,
about
right,
Disney.
exactly.
You walk so much that you can at least eat all the
Yeah.
snacks and you don't feel bad.
Yeah, I know.
Pretty
Yeah, you
much.
just like maintain a nice stationary. Just,
Yeah, you probably just
Yeah.
come back the same weight as what you left.
so good. But so next up we got ride or entertainment. What are you guys going for?
So ours is a recent addition to California Adventure, and that's Mickey's PhilharMagic. So that's a longtime Disney World attraction.
Yeah.
It's now
I
made its
love
way
it.
to the Best Coast.
It's like
Yes.
Mickey's PhilharMagic. When we went to Disney World for the first time, that was one of my favorite things. So when they announced they were bringing
Me
it to
too.
California
So
Adventure, I was so excited. And now they have the new
Yep.
Coco scene in it too, and it's so cute.
We haven't seen the new Coco one yet.
Did we not? I thought
don't
we ended
think
up
so.
going to watch it at one point.
Because I think last time we went, when it got added, we had our son already, and then we were just like, I don't know if you'd
Like
be
he's probably not
scared-
going to sit
like
through
all
this.
these things like flying at you and all this stuff.
Yeah,
but,
that's right. I guess we
um,
didn't do it. But no, I love the
go.
PhilharMagic so much. We saw it in Disney World as well. And I was like, oh my gosh, I want this in Disneyland. And I was so happy when they brought it over here. It is such a good show. I
It is.
love it.
Last time we were pondering over additional scenes that they could add, so they could keep kind of refreshing it. So
Oh,
that's
that's
one of the
smart.
new things we picked up when we were in the parks last time.
Yeah, we
Oh my
usually
God,
try
did
and
you guys
do
do an
that.
episode already?
No, that was just
On that,
that's
I
just,
feel like that would be kind of a fun one.
no, that was just normal park talk. That was. I guess the podcast was a soon to be realization, but that was just normal park talk.
When we went on our last trip, I had brought up the idea to Clayton, like, what would you think if I started my own Disney podcast? And Clayton was in support, but I'm like, okay, I need to decide while we're on this trip because I should probably take all these pictures and like make a whole notebook of reporting and get ready for the podcast. But yeah, that's usually what we do either way, even if we didn't have a podcast together.
Oh my gosh, I love that. That's so
awesome.
great. Yeah, I really want to hear you guys' thoughts on this.
Yeah.
because I think
there's so much
honestly,
they could add.
like definitely in content, like you could add like almost every new thing. They could just have like a little section of that kind of fitting in there. But yeah, we love that so much. That's one of the 3D attractions that I could actually do. Hated Tough to Be a Bug. Hated that there's like they sting you
I
and
never
there's
even
like
did
bugs
it.
going under your butt.
I
was
didn't
like,
do it
no,
a
no,
single
no.
time.
I hate
was
it
like,
so much.
nope, no thank you.
It's the scariest attraction I've ever been on, honestly. I hate it. Yeah. I like to this day I could not go on it at Disney World. I would never put you through that, You haven't experienced
Land, isn't it? Is it a
It's a-
Disney?
Well, yeah,
It's no
Disney World
longer
and
at
Animal
the
Kingdom.
land. It's
Yeah.
just-
It was
I
at, yeah, but it was
forgot
Bugs
it's
Land. Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
yeah, I will not be doing it.
Never again. But
so
for
funny.
our entertainment, yeah, you
I said
Picks.
PhilharMagic, and then
because
obviously
we thought
our
of
other
this, the split
favorite.
that, yeah, Monsters Inc. I
Yeah.
honestly love that ride. I think that's like a good. I mean, they don't do dark rides that much anymore. I feel like we don't really see a lot of like classic
Ariel
dark
was
rides.
probably
Yeah,
one
Ariel.
of the most recent.
Yeah, and so I love Monsters Inc. because it really kind of it's like a dark ride, but just kind of makes it a little more modern. I think they do a great job on it. And yeah, I think it's
I love
it's fantastic.
it. The one thing that we've talked about before though is like, it's just kind of weird placement to me. Is that
Now that it's
something you
Hollywood,
thought
like,
about?
you know-
Now that like there's Pixar Pier.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
like, man,
Yeah.
I wish there was a way they could just like take it and drop it in Pixar.
Wow.
Exactly.
That was
we literally had this conversation the other day. I'm like, wow, Hollywood Land it's so disjointed right now. They need to
It
do something
is.
with it.
Yeah, that was the,
it's
the
a little
recurring
off.
theme when we were doing this activity was like, man, California actually kind of needs a little bit of work.
Yeah, like the whole
It's a
park
little
has
weird.
come a long
They can work on
way,
some stuff.
but there's still a lot they could change.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
maybe they're working on it behind the scenes and we just
Yeah.
don't know yet. I don't know. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess it would be really hard to move that whole ride, but maybe
They were
there's
like
gonna be a way.
comfortable moving Flicks flyers and like doing Inside Out, but yeah, it's
not.
Monsters Inc. is so much more intricate, but
Yeah.
that'd be kind of a
Exactly.
fun like dream California adventure makeover. Like just
Yeah.
adjust the pieces that need to be like fixed.
Yeah, there's a few things.
For sure. But so tradition. What do you guys usually do tradition wise
we
in
s-
Hollywood
I
land?
think we
Wait, did we skip
skipped
photo? We
photo.
skipped photo.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. My
like,
eyes. I'm like trying to. Okay, so
Photo
photo. Let's do this thing.
Okay.
What are you guys
So, of course, the thing that came to mind was when you're walking down Hollywoodland and keep walking down that street, there's, of course, the big sky backdrop. So, that has to be our photo. Like, that's the classic one that everybody wants to do once they're there.
Yep.
So,
I love it.
That's such a good one.
That's so good. Yeah, we
been there
haven't
for
done
so
that in a
long.
while.
Yeah, we
it's
used
been-
to do it all the time. I don't know why we stopped. It's such a classic one, but
Yeah.
yeah, I love that shot.
Yeah. We should do it on our next one. It's so
yeah,
great.
we should.
So this time, Emily used a cheat code. I think it kind of works.
Yeah, well, I guess. I don't know. I didn't really know what to say because we don't take too many photos in Hollywoodland anymore, but we have taken a good amount of photos like in front of Guardians, and usually it's while we're still within Hollywoodland.
We're technically in Hollywoodland looking at Marvel
The
Land.
backdrop is, I mean, and it was Hollywoodland for the
It was
longest time.
Hollywood.
Don't worry.
up until
it's true.
Actually,
I understand the
yeah.
reasoning there.
Don't worry. We used that same logic later because we couldn't think of
Okay, good.
one.
Yeah,
for
so,
one of the
so
others.
we'll allow it for you guys.
Yes. This is
Cool.
our one time where we
We
could
get
use a little cheat.
some cheat codes. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So that definitely is like our go-to. for
Yeah.
sure.
Okay,
It's just
okay.
such a beautiful building.
Yeah.
So great. Okay, now we're on tradition.
Yeah.
There we go.
What are you guys saying?
So usually we'll hang out in the animation building and watch the
Yeah.
I don't know
All
the,
the movie
animation
clips.
All
movie
the
clips
clips.
where they're kind of doing the concept art of it in the songs and
Oh,
cool
yeah.
off in there and,
Yeah.
and just kind of relax for a little bit.
Same
Same.
answer,
It's-
both of us.
So, I mean,
I love that place so much.
very practical and very just magical, right? Like it gets so hot sometimes in California, and that is a perfect place to cool down. But they have just mastered that room. The way you could just look around, there's always something
Constantly
new to see.
changing.
It
Yes.
blows me away. And the music, we're like big Disney
Yes.
music, but it just like swells and goes to the next scene. And every time the up scene comes on, or like Tarzan,
Oh my gosh,
there's so many
there's so-
scenes that just get us
Yes.
so emotional. But it's a
I
perfect
die.
place to just sit and just, oh my gosh,
It's so good.
so great.
I think the last time that we were there, we spent like probably a good solid hour in there because it was
ourselves.
like
It's a nice-
90 something
yeah,
degrees.
You
just-
easily can do
And-
that.
Yeah, it's
Our
nice.
kid,
to cool off.
our little guy was having a rough time because it was our last day in the park and he was just over it all and he was like so hot and we are like, we're just gonna sit in here and he's gonna like be cooled off and
Yeah.
just run around.
He
in
was
this big open
legit
space.
running around and just like having the best time in that building.
I
So
was
we're
like,
like,
oh,
oh,
I'm
that's
just gonna
great.
stay here as long as I can.
Right.
It was
Yeah.
so nice.
The parents
It's
need to
such
cool
a
off too.
Yeah,
it was
seriously.
rough.
And one thing that I didn't know, because every time I feel like I go inside, they don't allow this. But technically, you could bring drinks. I don't know if you could bring food, but you can't bring drinks in there. And so last time we went in there, got a little beer at the Hollywood Lounge, and then just like enjoyed a cold beer in a cold place, and it was so great. But
Yeah.
another like
Great.
adjacent
Relax.
area that we always have to hit is Off the Page.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love walking through there, which is kind of still part of the animation build. Not really,
Kind
but
of a part of
that's
it.
kind of like as we
Connected.
exit, instead of veering
Yeah,
to the
we-
right,
Yeah,
we
we
go
do the
left
same.
and get into
Yeah.
the-
We have to
Yeah.
exit through Off the Page. It's just,
Yeah.
it's the best. And especially if you go in there when one of the cast members is actually drawing at one of the animation
Drawing,
tables.
yep.
It's so cool.
Oh my gosh,
I love
it
it,
is
so
it
much.
is so incredible.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
yes. One of
And
my
just
favorite
like
places.
move
to
those
just-
sliding doors to see more paintings and just yeah, it's so great.
Yes.
I
It's
love
one of my
it.
favorite stores.
One of my favorite stores that I could like never buy anything from.
Yeah.
Oh, we have though.
Yeah. Oh, we
From
bought, like,
the other
books.
side,
Yeah.
like the cheaper side, not the paintings.
Not the,
not the big
not the
paintings.
expensive collectible side.
But as we head over, and you guys said that you guys kind of do the same route as well, and we're kind of going how we usually walk throughout the parks. But obviously, like you said, Guardians, we head to Avengers Campus, usually there. And so we're talking food or drink. We actually haven't, for some reason, gotten food here, and we definitely need to on the next trip. But so we're gonna go for drink. But are you guys picking food or drink in Avengers Campus?
We have a food item.
This is a favorite
This is
item.
a
It's like
favorite
a
food
must
item.
every trip from now on.
Oh, what?
So
Okay.
I when we're in the park, we try to eat somewhat healthy, at least for like major meals, so that
Okay. Nice.
at least we feel like we can move.
Feel better
a
about
little
the
bit.
snacks that are.
And yeah, the snacks feel a little, are more enjoyable. So the new one that I like, which is at least a recent addition for us because it's only been there I think a couple of years now, is
Like a year?
A year.
Isn't Avengers Campus only
Yeah.
a year old now?
I think,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm here for hot takes, and Em is here for actual Disneyland. So is the shawarma wrap from the so there's two carts. There's one like in the campus, and there's one that's right in front of Avengers Guardians. Shawarma 2.
Oh.
That's where you got to get it because it's never as busy.
Yeah, you have to do the one in front of Guardians because there's
what?
never a
It's never really a
line.
line. So
Wow.
shawarma wrap.
That's good to know.
Is it
So
the chicken
good.
one, or is that the?
Yeah, chicken shawarma. I think they have.
Okay, because I know they have a vegetarian one, right?
I think they do.
They have
I
the
think
vegetarian one.
Yeah, we usually get the chicken one. So that's
Okay.
yeah,
Yes,
that's our item.
I love shawarma, and I have seen that cart, and for some reason we like always go to Avengers Campus like right after lunch or something like that. So
Yeah.
we never hit it up, but I
like,
do want to hit up the shawarma wrap. So
Yeah.
I'll go to
I'll
shawarma
do it
2.
next time.
Shawarma 2.
Shawarma too.
Shawarma 2, that's the one to go to.
Yeah.
But
The other one's always got such a line, and I'm like, look, there's one right over there. There's no one ever there.
yeah.
That's so funny. Okay,
That's awesome.
gotta hit that up for sure.
Yeah, we'll do that
Ooh,
next
I'm
time.
excited. And they have breakfast shawarma too,
They
right?
do. We have not gotten the
Not
not as
breakfast.
good. Okay.
shawarma.
Okay, because there's not for a while. I don't know if it's changed since then, but our first time after
COVID,
the
huh?
pandemic, there
Wasn't
a lot of
a
breakfast
lot-
options.
Yeah, you couldn't
at
get
all.
much for breakfast. I don't know why everything was just kind of like closed off till lunch. I was
Yeah,
like,
so it was like
Right.
breakfast shawarma and then like a few, like
yeah,
barely
the breakfast
anything
burrito
else.
from what's it called in
Oh,
Tomorrowland? I'm
oh,
blanking.
oh my gosh, yeah, I'm blinking too.
It's
Wait, oh,
like
Galactic
a-
Grill, right?
Yes,
Is that the
Galactic
Yeah, that is the one.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So
my gosh.
they used to have breakfast sandwiches or breakfast burritos.
I think they do
Hopefully they're
again
back.
now.
Okay.
I think they do. But when
That
we had
was our
first gone back,
favorite.
I was like holding out for it. I was so excited to have it in the morning. And
They're
it
like,
was not there. I was like,
No.
You're not gonna have your favorite thing.
Yeah, I know
Classic
they
Homer. So
serve the Pim's Test Kitchen in Avengers Campus. They serve breakfast there too. We've never actually eaten there, but that is on our
Yeah.
must try list for this trip.
It's
We'll
like
probably go for
yeah.
lunch
huge
though.
cinnamon toast crunch or something like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
something just absolutely ridiculous.
yeah. You gotta check that
so
out
funny.
for sure.
Well, yeah, for us, we did not choose a food item because we have not eaten food there, but we just chose the Honey Buzz or the Honey Fusion from Pim's.
Yeah. The honey buzz I think might be better. Like I put honey
Yeah.
fusion to be different than you because
We
we
thought we were
really
supposed
going
to
that
do
There
way.
you go.
But the honey fusion's like with Elysian beer, which
Super
I
weird.
usually like by itself.
do it.
Super weird, actually. to
I
add
really
this,
don't know
like,
why they
very
did
intense
that. With
beer.
all of the drinks at Pim's, it's like there's a cocktail and then there's an option to get that cocktail with beer added to it. And it's just like super weird. Like
They're
it
just
doesn't
like
go
it's
well.
an experiment. That's it. Yeah.
I don't care for it. Just get the cocktail.
Yeah,
an
it seems
interesting,
a little weird. I don't know. I'd
Yeah.
rather stick to the regular
Yeah.
cocktail.
Oh, we only
Yeah.
ever get
Yeah.
the seltzer, whichever the fresh kind of with the jelly.
Yeah.
It's like particle
Bubbles or
particle
whatever
fizz.
Particle
I think it's
fizz,
what it's
yeah,
called. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, that's good on
Try
a
that
hot
next
day.
time.
You should.
So that's
Okay.
a good one to have on a hot day. Yeah.
But
That's
I
one, yeah,
have
we
been wanting
haven't
to try
tried, yeah.
the honey buzz or honey fusion, whatever one it's called, without the beer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
do
without
the
the
one
honey
without the
buzz.
beer.
Yeah,
If
honey
you do
buzz.
try it, do the one
Okay.
without the beer. It's better.
Yeah, it's good. They're just very interesting. Like it's not your normal cocktail,
Yeah.
I guess.
Which
But
I think
do
they
like
were
the honey
going
buzz.
for.
Yeah, for sure.
Interesting.
Definitely. So next, entertainment or ride. This is hard because I feel like there's a lot of entertainment too. Mm-hmm. But
Yeah, we picked Guardians. I really like the retheme. I think it did a good job of, doing something different. I like that they have a bunch of the, it's like 6 or whatever songs. Mm-hmm. And when we go, it'll also have the Monsters After Dark, which was a lot of fun when we went.
Yeah, for Halloween.
yes.
It's so cool. Because they do it in a really cool way. Where they still, in the, from morning till afternoon, they'll do the 6 different regular versions. But I think after, 3 p.m., they'll switch it to Monsters After Dark, so you get a whole other version.
That's a lot of cool. That's a lot of
So
fun.
fun.
I love that they have, the flexibility that you could get with a ride like that is just so great. And I feel like a lot more rides they're trying to do that, right? Like randomized and stuff like that. But that really, has that rideability. You just keep going on it and it's always going to be
different
something
each
different.
time.
Kind of like with the
Right.
Guardians of the Galaxy ride at Epcot now.
Yeah.
Multiple different songs, so every time you go on it, it's gonna elicit a different kind of emotion and experience and everything. And I love that. And we're huge Hollywood Tower Hotel fans, so when they were like, we're switching it to Guardians,
Yes.
we're bummed. But
I was heartbroken.
Mission Breakout is so much fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm right there with
Yeah.
you guys. When they made that announcement, my heart, it broke. It's like, no, Tower's
Me
my
too.
favorite.
I might have
But
cried.
Yeah.
after going on Guardians, it's like, okay, I'm not upset because they
they
did such
did
a
well.
good job.
Yeah.
And I'm just so glad that they kept it in Disney World. For now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't change it there because
I
it's cool
know.
to have something different here and then that's still there.
Yeah.
I still love it. But yes, Guardians was definitely a good switch up
Yeah.
Yes.
over here.
I feel like I
still
tried
love
to
it.
go on it, trying to be angry. I was sitting on
Me
it,
too.
and then once the music started,
Trying
I was
not to like it.
no,
Okay, it's really fun.
And then you're like,
there's
oh my
no
gosh,
way.
this is amazing.
This is
No,
awesome.
seriously, it's
Contain ourselves.
oh my gosh,
It's
so
so
fun.
much fun. I think when we went, we almost got all the new songs. I think we had
Almost.
because that's what we'll do when we rope drop California is we'll go there because you can pretty much go on it 2 or 3 times.
Several
in a row.
times in a row without a
Oh my
line.
And
gosh.
so I think we got
Ooh, oh my gosh.
most of the songs. I think we got
Oh
4
my
or 5 of
gosh.
them.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's so
That would be
great.
alright.
I
So
love
fun.
the way it jumps you up. I love the dropping feeling, but to start off the ride with that
Yeah.
initial jump with the music, I remember the first time I went on it, and I was like, "Oh, we're starting already!" It was so much fun.
Surprise.
Yeah.
So great.
And
So
for our tradition for this one, we could have almost picked how Clayton reacts after he gets off the ride every time because it's the same comments every time. It's like, oh, that first jump, oh, they did such a good job with this ride.
And then the ride ends and Clayton just turns and looks at me and says, that was just so
No,
much
they
fun.
did-
I'm
they
like,
just-
Clayton, you say that every single time.
I love that. Oh my gosh! Honestly, it blows me away.
Tradition.
You can't get off that ride and not smile and laugh as you're
Yeah.
walking to see the photo. It honestly is just so perfect.
It is. It's just so
good.
fun. The way they have the music set to it, so it was a good addition to the ride to have
Yeah, definitely.
songs that you're dropping to the whole
Yeah.
time. It's just so fun.
So good. But now we're moving on to photo. What photo spots do you guys have here?
Mostly just in front of Guardians. So there's the Guardian sign, which
Yeah.
and you get to look up at the building at the ride. So that's pretty much where we'll get the photo every time.
Yeah.
Yep.
You said it
Yeah,
used to
that's a
have
good
luggage.
spot.
Now that luggage is no longer there. Now it's just mission
Oh my gosh.
Break-
breakout. But that's where we go.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Nice. I love that.
We
So
picked. There's this graffiti wall that's really cool. That's in Avengers. It's kind of as you're about to be exiting the park.
Yeah.
And it just
Yeah.
looks
Like
really
the
cool and
Spider-Man
colorful.
ride.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right by
yeah.
the Spider-Man. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Yeah.
a
Kind of a
really
cool
cool
photo
wall.
spot.
We haven't gotten a picture, but it's, it's so colorful, beautiful.
It's very
just-
colorful.
it's a great addition to that whole area.
Not that I
Definitely.
love graffiti. on
We
a normal
literally, there's a
basis,
park near
but-
us, and there's some graffiti there, and we're such the parents now. We're like,
Like,
why would
why do
someone
people
ever
have
destroy this? But then, at the Spider-Man ride, we're like, it's just so beautiful.
Like, let's just take a
Graffiti is the
picture of
best thing in the world. But no, I would love to say that Doctor Strange floor that everyone loves to take a picture at, but we try it and we're so bad
I
at
feel
it.
so awkward every time.
It
The one
doesn't
that's
look
like,
real.
Like you're supposed to be like going into the.
They tell us
ground.
exactly where to stand, and then we look at the photos, and I'm like, we're not
I
good at
just
it.
look really weird. Like I'm not meant to do this photo. Like,
Have you guys done the floor thing?
I
We
didn't even-
haven't. For
no.
the last time, we didn't even know it was there.
I didn't even know it existed until
it's kind of hidden.
Yeah.
and told me about it.
So it's
I want
that's
you guys
another
to
thing for
try
this
it,
trip.
and then
Yeah, let us know how your photos go because
Ours
we have
look
yet to
so
ever like
stupid.
post a photo from it because every time I'm like, no, I don't like it.
and I have so much, like, I really feel like I'm doing a good job.
Yeah.
And then I look at it, and I'm like,
That
I
one
didn't
had to
do
be
this.
Oh man,
It's
so disheartening.
bad, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have to
Try it out. Let us
post it
know.
on our story
Okay.
just so everyone could clown on us because it's just the worst. But
We have quite a few, and they just sit there.
100 photos, all of them look terrible. Just no. But yeah, no, I wish I could say that, but not. But for tradition in Avengers Campus, oh wait, you're going with Clayton, right?
Was it
After
your
Guardians?
reaction after Guardians, or
Well, I mean, it could have almost
I
been.
guess technically, yeah, that could be a tradition, but we have another one.
But now this is M's new favorite one, which is it's a combination of trying to get all the because when all the superheroes are up on the balcony, is like trying to get them all to wave to us.
Yeah,
and,
so-
and like a sea of people, like trying to get them to see if they actually waved at us, or. Whenever one of the superhero comes out, she's like, "Why don't you go get in line and like talk to them?" I'm like, "I'm not a child, so no."
Yeah, that's like my favorite joke. It's like, come on, Clayton.
I'll let all the children that are dressed like said superhero actually enjoy the time with superhero. I'll be fine. She's like, "There's no line for Thor." I'm like, "That's fine. I'm good."
Like, come on, Clayton.
I love that.
so
Oh my
funny.
gosh. So our tradition's kind of weird. It kind of almost falls under the entertainment category, but one thing that we always have to do before we leave the land is we have to see Spider-Man jump. Like, so just waiting in that
Yes.
area and just waiting, and then we
For
see him
about,
jump,
like,
and then we're like,
30
okay, we could go to
seconds.
Cars Land. Like,
Right.
that's- So as we head out of Avengers Campus, we get into Cars Land. Guys, Cars Land is just one of my favorite
Best.
lands
We
at
love it
California
so much.
Adventure. And we are going to start with, one of our favorite things, food or drinks. What are you guys going for? Are you guys going for food or a drink here?
We're gonna go for food again, and we have to
Nice.
stop at the Cozy Cones. I mean, our answer might be a little boring considering what they serve in all the cones, but we always get popcorn.
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to say, is it vodka?
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
But the last couple
Wait,
times
what
we've
flavors,
been,
right? Can't you do flavors?
We're just
they do. We usually just do the normal
Or
butter
buttered,
popcorn.
yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
we're kind
Oh,
of boring
nice.
with some of our snacks, but I mean, popcorn is just so cute. We have to get our popcorn there.
yeah.
That's
I
so
love it.
awesome. Oh my
That's
gosh.
so funny. We always go to the cones as well, but we get a Matt cone.
I knew you were gonna pick that.
Yeah,
It's so good.
It's so
We made it on the
amazing.
show like way early on. Maybe you saw way back
Mm-hmm.
then. And
It's-
it's so tough to
incredible.
make, but it's like really fun, and it is definitely a favorite snack.
Yeah.
We love mac and cheese, so
We're like big mac and cheese fans.
had to be the
But-
favorite.
I think we might have talked to you guys about this, but we actually haven't gotten popcorn in the parks, which is so weird.
Like,
But
ever.
and everyone says that it's so amazing. So we maybe on our next trip we have to do that. We did just have popcorn last night. We were feeling it. There's this like season finale of the show we like, and we're like, you know what, popcorn sounds
We're just
great
gonna get popcorn
to kind of enjoy the finale.
So
with.
we like do it at
we love
home. We love
yeah.
popcorn at home, but for some reason I'm never like, I want popcorn when I'm in the park because like there's just a lot of other things that I'm like, I can't have this at home. So
Yeah,
have it
it's
here.
understandable. I mean, Disney has so many good snacks, so I get why you don't want to just get popcorn, but you gotta do
But
it at
I heard
least
it's
once.
so good. Yeah, we
From
do.
the-
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do it from the cones maybe.
Oh yeah, for sure. Everyone says it's amazing, so we got to do it.
Yeah.
So I think the next one, Rider Entertainment. I'm assuming
I think we'll
Everyone-
No, don't assume anything.
Probably guess what we chose.
We picked tomato.
No.
Me,
Okay, we picked the
Junkyard
other one.
Jamboree.
What's the other one? Luigi's
Luigi's
something?
some-
Luigi's
I don't-
Rollickin' Roasters.
Luigi something something.
It's actually
something.
the Rollickin' Roasters. Actually, we went on with our son last trip. Actually, pretty fun.
It's cute.
It is fun.
Yeah, it's not like
It's fun,
I
but
wouldn't care to do it much if it was just me, but like taking him on it was really fun because he just loved it and he loves cars.
Yeah.
So.
but obviously, yeah.
It's
I mean, the
obvious
be-
what we're
one of the
choosing.
best
That's right.
Yeah. Radiator Springs Racers is honestly one of, I think, one of my favorite rides. I mean,
Yeah.
that you get the thrill and the dark ride elements and just like the beauty of, I mean,
It's
just
just
the
so
rock
well
work. I
done.
love Disney rock work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
beautiful.
Like
It's so
Radiator
great.
Springs Racers, it has everything you could want out of a Disney ride. Like everything is
So
there.
seriously.
You get the beginning to enjoy like that beautiful rock work, and you get the music from the movie, and you get a second to enjoy. And then it's like a classic dark ride, and then you get a little bit of a thrill, but not too scary, so kids can still go
Yeah.
on it. It's just
Yeah.
it's perfect.
It
And the
is
animatronics.
It is.
Oh my
They're
gosh.
amazing.
Mater, especially, for some reason, I love
Yeah.
his.
Yeah, he's a lot
He
of
looks so
space.
realistic. My
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
It's just the perfect level of everything.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's perfect for like an intro ride for like a young kid. I mean, it's
Yeah.
good for everyone, but I just always think of like a kid who's never been on like a thrill ride before going on it to just kind of get an intro into like going really fast and like just all of
Yeah.
that. Like it's just so perfectly done.
And
I
you get to
love it.
race against someone else that you
Exactly.
normally don't get to do at a Disney
Yeah, that's
attraction.
pretty fun.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, and I always lose. My car always is the worst for some reason. I don't. Maybe I've won.
I guess
I'm
the
sure
only
you can want more than that.
I guess the only recovery for that is if you get the Luigi side, which we
yeah.
never get.
So
We never-
if we could choose, it would be
you
the
guys never
Luigi
get
side.
the Luigi?
I feel like I've never gotten the Luigi
tires?
side as far as I can remember. It's like always the remote side.
So I always used to get. We always usually get Luigi
Yeah.
side and don't get Ramon.
Yeah.
side.
They stole all our
That's so
Luigi. They stole all the Luigi.
Yeah. See, we probably were at the parks for
So
anniversary.
since
yeah.
I think it's because you're our Disney twins,
Yeah.
you guys get the Luigi
Yeah.
side. We're
Yes.
stuck with
We're stuck
Ramon.
with Ramon.
Yeah.
Do you guys always
Oh,
win
fun. This is
though?
a-
Do you? Yeah. Pete.
Yeah.
So much fun.
I love
Yeah,
it.
no, seriously, honestly, the best ride ever. Photo. What are you guys going for? Photo.
It has to be at dark once they turn all those neon lights on, just to get.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't even have to be a picture with us in it, just to get the entire street of Radiator Springs.
Yes.
It's so beautiful. Ugh.
It
I want
is.
to do.
All
I
those
don't know if you
lights.
guys have ever seen it, but like when they actually do the transition to turning the lights on, we've never seen it before.
We haven't seen it either, but yeah, when they play like Shaboom, right? Don't they play Shaboom and then
Yeah.
it like does this whole transition? We have to go there. We have to remember what time it's at, because isn't it at right at sunset, or is it right at 5, or what is it at? Like
I need to look
I have to
because
check it.
I would
the
imagine.
problem is like we're usually just go. We're kind of doing
Yeah,
something else, so
yeah.
we don't stop to think. Because I'm pretty sure on the app it's not like it tells you what time it's happening. I think it's just it's sunset or some. I don't know. I need to look.
something like that. Because I would
Sunset
love
would make
that.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do want to see that. That would be so cool.
It'd be so great, yeah. And yeah, honestly, that's something so cool about that land is that it's totally two different feels.
Mm-hmm.
Daytime is beautiful because you get to experience everything, but nighttime, that neon just
Nighttime.
it's just amazing. Just like Pandora, right? Avatar,
Exactly,
two different
yeah.
experiences. And Cars Land does the exact same.
Yeah.
So awesome.
love it.
Photo. What were you gonna? Because I was gonna say when we're splitting them, flows. I love flows. The V8
Yeah.
Cafe at night, which is so great. But honestly, I think our favorite spot is.
Yeah, we have a favorite, and you've probably seen some of the photos, but we love to walk that like walkway kind of behind where Radiator Springs is, and it leads you to Pacific Wharf, which is our next discussion. But there is just this beautiful view of all the rock work, and like you can even see the ride kind of in that same area, and it's just like it is the best view, and we always have to go there to take photos. It's like that's a tradition now for sure. Like
I think for the longest time, like we didn't know that it connected there. You know,
Yeah.
when Cars Land first opened, so we would always go
Yeah.
all the way down Radiator Springs, then go out where we came,
Same
and
way,
then
yeah.
we found that pathway, and I was like, wait, this is the most beautiful pathway
And it
in
looks
the world.
so empty most of the time. Like I think a lot
So
of people
open,
don't
yeah.
realize that it's
Yeah,
there.
I feel like a lot of
So
people
it's just
still
such
don't
a-
know. It's so peaceful and quiet.
Oh,
it's a nice
Yes.
walk over there.
I
It's so
love
good.
that spot.
And I guess we could say our tradition, because that's the only thing that we had too, was
Yeah.
just that we always have to go to the next land through that and spend a couple of minutes just soaking
Hanging
up
out there.
that section, because it really, like you said, it's so peaceful. Not a lot of people there. And last time we went, I was just holding my son, and he was just watching car after car go by, and so he just like loves cars right now, and so just hanging out in that area is definitely like a tradition for us now. But but what would you guys say is your tradition?
Ours is a bit similar.
Yeah, very close. We like to sit and all the seating at flows on the backside in that area and just watch the cars go by, but we'll usually get some kind of snack and just take a break there, just because it is so quiet. And being in the parks can get a little crazy sometimes because it's so busy.
Overwhelming.
So that's just such a nice area to relax.
Yeah. Make some
Love it.
inappropriate
Sure.
jokes after you had a beer or two and you're about to go on cars.
Yeah, it's like, well, we're not supposed to drink and drive, but I guess we're technically not driving a car.
So,
Yeah, you're not really in
so good.
control of it, so it doesn't count.
I love that. Oh my gosh. So fun. Yeah, that
Awesome.
area is so beautiful.
All right, moving on to Pacific Wharf.
This
I
was a
didn't even
weird
realize
one
this was the
for certain
land,
things.
to be honest with you.
Yeah, Clayton's like,
Yeah.
that qualifies
I
as a
know.
land?
That's
Like, I mean, it's
Yeah.
a big area.
I mean, I get what
Yeah.
I get what they're going for.
It's like
Especially,
food court land.
yeah, food court
Food
land.
court land, yeah, food court land,
Yeah.
for sure.
Totally. Do you
so-
have any food or drink that is a staple in your trips here?
So this is where we get ice cream. We get ice cream at Ghirardelli. With a
Oh.
So that's
Awesome.
where we get ice cream.
I've never
And-
gotten ice cream there before.
Yeah.
It's so good there. And I get the
Yeah.
cookies and cream. That's my favorite, too.
Oh, the Emily's with the cookies and cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's the best.
we usually stop in midday. I think get a ice cream, cool off.
And usually it's not too busy. It's not like Gibbs and Girl ice cream in Disneyland on Main Street where it's
Oh my
always
gosh.
packed. Like, this is
That
nice.
was always our favorite.
Yeah.
We always loved Gibson Girl, and it has just gotten way
All
too
the- yeah,
crowded.
there's-
Back
Yeah.
in the day, it was perfect, and it's just like not worth it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, so we usually do, well, we did two places that we like. I know that's kind of cheating again, but the is it Boudin, right? That has the
Very
Red Bulls? Yeah.
carbolicious time in Pacific Wharf. We
Yeah.
love getting bread bowls from the bakery. There's like either the clam chowder bread bowls or
broccoli.
cheddar broccoli, which is so good. We always go for that. And then we always get beer from the cart.
Pacific Wharf
Yeah.
Distribution Company. Yeah.
Yeah.
One little secret item though, because we usually get the broccoli and cheddar one. One secret item, if people know about this,
you want more carbs.
Yeah, the Boudin, they do like a mac and cheese bread bowl. So you
Oh my
legit
gosh.
get mac and cheese in sourdough bread.
Oh my goodness.
Yes,
And it's just great.
carbolicious for sure.
Carlos.
Oh yeah,
A lot going on, but
for sure.
can't say we haven't done it before though. We did try
Oh,
it
it's
once, I think.
amazing. Yeah, but
to
that's
say
like
we
a
did.
favorite place to grab beer too at Pacific Wharf Distribution Company. I love the Boat Shoes, which is like their hazy IPA there. But it's just
They have
like a
great
nice place
beers.
to like sit and eat and drink a lot of carbs. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, I
always like
think they revamped a lot of the food options there at like because there's like the one Chinese place. I think they
The
like
like Lucky
yeah,
Fortune Cookery.
I've
yeah.
heard it's really good.
They like it used to be
It is
essentially
good.
like Panda Express kind of like things, but now they've like redone it and it's like they're all kind of new
Oh, really?
like bowls and stuff. I think and so like
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh.
very nice place to get a
Maybe we'll
meal
have to
during
give
the
it a
day.
try.
Is
And
that area?
last
Ooh,
trip
okay,
we
yeah, we have
got
to try that.
tacos from the Cocina Cucamonga, and that was really good.
That was pretty too.
Ooh, yeah, we used to eat there a lot too.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, there's
man.
some good food options in there. I love that area for food and drinks.
Yeah, like you said, food court land.
Yeah.
So
Food
true.
court land.
Exactly.
It really is.
So true.
Got everything there for you.
When we were doing when we were preparing this, I was like, "There's 7 lands in California Adventure." I said, "No, there isn't." She's like,
Yeah.
"Yes, there is." I was like, "Okay, what are they?" She's like, name them. I was like, "Okay."
Yeah,
She's like, "You're missing 2,"
quiz them.
and I was
That counts?
like, "I don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing else."
What the exact? That's
That's so
I know.
funny.
So that's that's why it was weird to do our next one, which is entertainment.
Yeah,
Or,
it's like
Right.
or ride. Yeah. Did you guys find one for this or?
I mean, I'm not sure if it counts or not, but we said the sourdough bakery tour at Booting. I don't know.
It's the most entertainment I guess you can get in that area.
You get there?
I've only ever done it once, and it was like probably on my first trip back when I was like 14 years old. I went with my friend and we did the tour. And it was really fun, but I've definitely never done it since.
It's not like something we're like, yes.
Gotta
Like
do the bakery tour
gotta do the
I don't-
bakery
every
tour.
time.
So good.
I don't think we had ever done it, and then I got into sourdough baking during the pandemic, and was like, "Oh, we should go in now because
I was like, Clayton, you should work here.
we're working like
from the
I
shows.
You know
You
how to
should
do
make
this?
big Disney bread.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Did they do it pretty good? Kind of, you know.
Well, I mean, it's like
Or
all those
around-
machines. You know, I make a loaf at a time.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
you're
I'm,
doing
and I'm pumping out
handmade.
loaves, so
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not quite the same attention.
Not quite the
to
same
detail
setup.
there.
Company. Just, oh yeah. That's awesome. I wish I got into the bread thing during the pandemic.
Yeah,
but,
so many people did.
I know. I would have just. Yeah, it would have been awful. Wouldn't
I
have
wanna
been
try
good.
it,
I
but-
It
did
takes
before,
time.
so I
It
was like, I
takes
might as well
time.
try to do it.
Unfortunately, I killed my starter.
Yeah.
I've been too lazy to start it back up again. So
And you need like one of those ovens, right? Like the
Yeah, starter oven.
you need like a Dutch oven.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
need essentially
Yeah.
a Dutch oven. Yeah, that's because you want
Yeah, I
to
don't
prep
have
it
one
on
of those.
steam. This is not a bread baking podcast, but we can talk.
talk all about sourdough now.
We were having our baby right around that time, so like the sleepless nights, I was like not thinking about making bread.
Yeah,
I
we
was
were
like,
not
I'm
taking
just
on
tired.
any new
I
tasks.
just
Trying to get through the day.
Yeah.
the hour, trying to get through the hour.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Gosh,
So,
where do we leave off?
yeah, you did the bread one. When we were doing different things, I said the Mariachi Divas, which is the all-female group that will sometimes come up to you that do their little
I
thing while
forgot
you're
that
enjoying some
happens
food.
there, but I guess I've
Yeah.
seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that they're a Grammy-nominated all-female.
Whoa.
Yeah, Mariachi.
I didn't know that.
but I saw it on a site. I don't know what site this was, but it was like, the Mariachi Divas, like they have a Grammy or were nominated. I was like, I didn't know that could happen,
Wow.
but cool, super awesome.
awesome.
Like
Okay.
a band that's at Disney is nominated. I could be totally wrong, but I wasn't totally wrong. The site was totally wrong.
Yeah.
So don't come.
Make sure to quote Chris on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You said that the Mariachis were.
Did you fact check this episode?
Oh no! All this is just I'm just making all this up. But another fun one that was really hard to do. Photo spot at
So-
Pacific Wharf.
This is where we cheated.
Yeah, we're for sure cheating on
Because
this one.
on our note it says the fishing net, and we've never ever taken a picture in the fishing net, so that
I said
doesn't
the
really.
fishing net too, and I.
We've never ever. I've never stepped foot in it. So actually, we take our picture technically on the Fisherman Pacific Wharf side, looking at the arch, looking into Cars Land. That's her photo.
Yeah,
So
we've done that picture many
I love it.
times.
I love
yeah.
it.
So that. So
Like, I think that's technically cheating, but since we're in Pacific
It
Wharf,
totally
we're on the
works.
Pacific Wharf side, so it's technically the Pacific Wharf.
You know.
But yeah, no, that angle is so great though. From Pacific Wharf side, you guys are still in Pacific Wharf, but that angle, yeah, of the
'Cause you actually
the
get the
archway is so
Rock,
beautiful.
yeah, in the back. So
Yeah.
it's a little bit more artistic
I
than
love
just
that.
looking at a bunch of people sitting at tables. Having,
Yeah, for
Right.
sure.
It's a little bit more.
Bread
That's all
being
you
made. Totally. So
it.
tradition, what are you guys going? Ours is pretty lame as well, so don't worry.
again, this I really had to think, and the only thing we probably ever do in here is watch the Disney ducks in the water. That's about it.
Oh, nice.
So cute.
That's so good. Oh, I do love that little water area. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, it's a nice little walkway up to the pier.
You get Clayton. You get a very good view of the ducks from the fishing net. So maybe this
Yeah,
next
so
time
I
you
might
go to the
go.
fishing
Step
net.
in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the strip clean will step in the
Maybe
fishing
I'll
net.
take a picture from our picture spot that we've never been in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh totally. That'd be so awesome.
We just pretty much said that it's kind of a tradition to just like have our midday break here because it's usually we end up there for lunch or something and it's like we're just ready to like sit for a while and it's pretty
Yeah.
much where we
Yeah.
go to do that and just like
Yeah.
get beer and
A-
sit.
Any place you can snag a seat for enough time
Yeah.
to relax in the parks is a good spot.
Anywhere that there's
Definitely.
enough seats to actually find a seat.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You
You,
gotta
don't have to
snag it.
hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually that's the case here. I don't know if I've yet encountered a time when we couldn't
We've
find
always
a seat.
found, yeah. I feel
Which
like
is
we've
great.
always found a good spot there, yeah. Definitely. But moving on to something more exciting, Pixar Pier.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot more options than the fishing net. But what are you guys going for food or drink here?
So we don't have a actual item. We have a location just for this one because we've only been
Ooh,
once, and we both got something that was pretty good. But it's the Lamplight Lounge, and so it's
Yes.
what's replaced Ariel's Grotto.
Oh, yeah.
bar.
Yeah.
So we went in September last year. We really enjoyed it. We couldn't get in. I'm not sure if we tried or we couldn't get in, but that's our food item, even though it's a location. That's like
I love it.
We try to do like a nice kind of
Yeah,
sit down.
at least one per trip, and the rest we kind of just snack and try and split food so we can eat as much as possible.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Totally.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, that's
Lamplight.
Lamplight. We went the first time because we used to go when it was the Cove Bar quite a bit, but we didn't go to Ariel's Grotto. And then the first time we went actually was post pandemic as well.
That's true.
And I think we've
Last year.
gone.
We went
definitely
both
two, maybe
times.
three. No, just
Twice, yeah.
Two. Okay. And yeah, now we're using Mouse Dining, trying to get another reservation for our next trip.
Yeah.
But
We love
food
Lamplight.
items,
Definitely.
yeah. What are you
Definitely our
getting?
pick as well. I always get the lobster nachos from there. I don't know if you've ever gotten those, but they're like everyone's favorite.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. We have not tried them, but it's on the list.
You got the
Yeah.
ratatouille.
Yeah, I tried the ratatouille
I got
last
the
time, and that
ratatouille
was
the
so
first
good.
time.
Yeah, I think I got this. I think there's a salmon sandwich or something. I think that's what I got.
Ooh. You know what's a real bummer is the first time we went, I had the ratatouille. Second time we went, it wasn't on the menu, so I had to go for a burger, which was
took it
really
off.
good. But the ratatouille, I loved it, and I had never had ratatouille before. Don't like a
felt
lot
like
of the
you had
vegetables that are in there, but they tasted
Felt like you
really
had to
good.
try.
And
Yeah.
just like I enjoyed it so much. So yeah, and then you also added some drinks there too. Right?
Oh yeah. Well, we always end up making drinks from Lamplight Lounge, so I had to put a drink on there too. I love the
course.
open ocean with a splash. If
Yeah.
you have not had it, and if you get to go next time you're there, try it. It's just really
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
Lobster
And then-
nachos and open ocean. Those are my
Yeah,
favorites.
and mine was the Scream canister. It's tropical, so it's really, really nice. And then tonight we actually made the Sea Witch, which I think someone recommended for you guys. And so we're like, you know what, tonight we're going to make the Sea Witch.
Almost
Mine
done now.
is not purple anymore, it's clear.
Never really was purple. It's supposed to be like a purple thing. But yeah,
It was a bluish
good.
thing, yeah. But so that was really good. But yeah, definitely Scream canister, and then the open ocean, which is very blue.
Yeah.
Is very, very good.
And
so.
delicious.
But yeah, Lamplight Lounge is so perfect, and now I think it's gonna be a must. Like every time we go.
Yeah,
'Cause
as
it's
long
just-
as we can get in each time.
As long as
yeah.
we get
Exactly.
it. Yeah.
It's so popular
hard.
now that you cannot get a reservation unless you do like Mouse Dining, or if there's a last minute cancellation, or you do walk up list. But it's just
Yeah.
crazy because everyone wants to get
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
nuts.
It's such a cool vibe inside and out. We've sat
Yeah.
outside before, but then last time was inside. But I love the whole vibe of the kind of like animation Pixar studio.
Yeah.
And we've actually been to the Pixar animation studio before, and it has that same exact vibe.
totally.
I want to
So
I want to go
cool.
back, but I don't know anyone
Yeah.
now there.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. It's like you have to know someone to get to go visit, and we did at the time. And now we don't. So
such a bummer,
probably was a one-time
but-
thing, but
Yeah. But love that place. But ride, what are you guys going for?
So I'm getting too
Or
old to do the
entertainment.
roller coaster because I feel sick every time I do it. So we're gonna go with Buena.
Nice.
Yeah, it has to be Toy Story
Yeah.
Mania.
That's pretty much every trip, at least once. Sometimes the line is
Yeah.
a bit long.
Yeah, it
for
gets very
what
long.
It is.
Oh my gosh,
But
yeah.
if
Always
we
around
can
that
do the
50
buddy
minutes,
pass, then maybe multiple times each trip.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I hope that
Ooh,
works out.
Let us know
Yeah.
how that works out, because
Yeah,
you guys are
definitely.
going before us. So if it works out good, that'd be so much fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, Midway Mania is such a classic.
Yeah, we said the
Have to ride
same in
it.
Credicoaster or Midway Mania.
Yeah.
Both kind of the main attractions, I think, on Pixar
Right.
Pier
Yeah.
in terms of rides.
Yeah.
fun ones.
I feel you though. I am getting to a point where
Yeah.
there's just a lot of
harder.
like I get off with a little bit of a headache, and I'm like, well,
Yeah.
Every
I mean, it's
eight-
a smooth coaster, but it's still just
Yeah.
It's
like,
very
lot of pressure,
smooth.
yeah.
I don't know, especially the last trip, I got off, I was like, whoa, I don't know if this is like a one-time per trip. It may, I don't know, maybe
Yes.
going off our must-dos now,
was-
because I think I'm getting too old for
Yeah,
it.
it always used to be the
Yeah.
final turn, but now it's just like everything. I'm like, oh.
yeah.
I don't
still
get,
love
like,
that
Turning
launch,
green
that
over there,
launch
you okay?
sequence,
and like maybe
Not good.
unpopular opinion, but I was much more a fan of California Screamin'. As opposed to a
I've
credit
heard a lot
coaster.
of people say that, actually. They liked California Screamin' better, so I don't think you're alone on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
don't
think
know.
at night it would be amazing with Incredicoaster, but I hate that you see like everything holding up the characters, and you're like, well, that kind of takes me out of it. I love
Yeah.
it. But how about wait, where are we at?
Photo
no.
spot.
Yeah, photo spot.
So we will, at least one of us probably try to get a photo in front of Mr. Potato Head.
Nice.
nice.
The other one that we said was because there's those on the wall that's next behind. There's the wall with all like the posters as you're walking down the pier towards the Incredicoaster.
You like pass by the abominable
Oh,
snowman
yeah.
treats, and there's
But-
like the Wally one, but there's always that line
always
is
a
always
line
so
of too
long
many
you
people.
can't take a picture.
So we just picked Mr. Potato Head.
Oh, that's a good. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love the wall too with all the posters. We usually
Yeah.
don't take a photo
I know we
there,
never
but
do,
feel
but I
like we
love
need
it
to.
too. It's such a like fun little thing to look at while you're in line. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, definitely. Ours was just like whenever we're at Lamplight Lounge, we
Standard.
always like try to take a photo. If we're like on that lower deck or anything like that, like there's a really cool kind of water to like Ferris wheel spot
It's a
that you
good
don't
view.
really get when you're in Paradise Gardens Park, which technically is where you could get that really beautiful photo. of
We
the Ferris
take a
wheel,
lot of
but-
photos there too. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun from in Lamplight Lounge. It's a cool view of
Yeah,
the water and the Ferris wheel.
and or our food. Because it's always beautiful.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
always
Right.
taking photos of our lamplight food. And
We're
the
those
coasters.
people.
Like the coasters are just so beautiful there too. So we're always like taking photos everywhere within Lamplight
Yeah.
Lounge. Such a cool experience. Yeah.
cool
Oh, yeah,
place.
definitely.
But what about tradition for you guys?
So these are good ones. So when we're in the line for Midway Mania, we have two. So we're cheating a little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna cheat again.
because they were both too good to pass up. So when we're in the line for Midway Mania, we will always strategize about. Let me preface this with saying we are really bad at Midway Mania. We're really, really bad at it. We will
bad, too.
strategize about how to like unlock all the special parts of it, and then probably about after the first game, we've both given up and just start like trying to
just do our own
trying
thing.
to beat everybody, beat each other.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so that's tradition number one is to talk, strategize before we ultimately give it up every time. And then the second one is every time I walk by them, I will always say that they need to get rid of the Pixar Pier games and put something that will actually absorb people in that area.
Yeah.
Every time without fail.
True.
God, they really need to get rid of this.
I mean,
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
fair, the games are very cute, and then you have like the Bing Bong store, which is really cute. But whenever we're standing in line for Toy Story Mania,
There's,
there's no one
over
at the
there.
games, and Clayton's
Yeah.
like, "Why are these
It's
here?" I'm
pretty
like, "Well,
empty.
they don't take up much space, but still, no one wants to have to pay extra to play a game
Yeah.
because you're already spending a ton to be there."
Yeah.
So Clayton's like, "Let's just
Yeah.
get rid of those every
California
time."
is in need of at least a couple more places to absorb a few more guests, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that would be a
Yeah.
perfect one because there's nothing over there. And
Yeah,
there's
you
really
know,
nothing
I-
over
Monsters
there.
Inc. Monsters Inc.
Monsters
Just go
Inc.
there.
There you go.
I don't even know if it's feasible
Perfect
to put
spot.
it there, but I've always wanted a Coco ride too. Definitely is not going to fit in that space, but
Yeah.
If we could just
they could just like
do
push it back a
something.
little bit, just like create a little bit more space. They could
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, it's a
It's
tough
so
one
true.
because
No one ever does
within
anything.
you're within the roller coaster, but
Yeah.
I'm
oh
sure
yeah, that's true.
I'm sure they can figure something out.
Figure it out, Disney.
Something
Yeah.
Go
else.
down,
man.
Yeah.
go long.
Yeah.
I'm sure they can. Some kind of long dark
Yeah.
ride. I'm sure they can figure something
Yeah,
out.
just
Yeah,
a single
there's a
file,
lot of space
single
there.
file ride. Yeah,
So,
man, wouldn't be the most exciting, but it could work.
They could do
yeah.
something.
Well,
I know.
those are our traditions because without fail, every time.
Every single time.
That's so funny. I love that. Do you want to go with ours?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we don't have like a super solid tradition every time, but what would be a tradition, this is also kind of a cheat, but back before the pandemic, there was a Pixar band that would play like, I don't recall like how long they would play for, but it was like right kind of
near the Pixar
in that
Colorado,
same area. Yeah, like by the Ferris wheel. And they were so
amazing.
good. I could sit there and watch them like all day. They were just amazing. I have some videos that I took from it and I love it. And they're gone now and I don't know if they'll ever come back, but that would be a tradition.
Yeah, and since we're protesting for them to bring that back, we're just not even gonna pick a real one because we're just protesting
bring
until
it
they
back.
bring
There
it
you
back.
go.
Bring it back. Yeah. Bring that Pixar band back.
That
They were
was
so good. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, I don't.
gosh.
Have you ever seen them?
No.
I think I may have seen just like bits and pieces of them performing, and I maybe caught the end of it. But yeah, they should totally bring that back. That's such a great addition.
Because I think
Great.
you
It was
I
so
was
good.
there, I think, a pretty short time.
I think you had gone twice during those like years. I don't think I'd ever.
Okay,
had gone.
so I probably saw it without you.
I think you were.
You know,
Yeah.
I'll send some videos over to you guys because it was so cool because Pixar music is very different than Disney music, right? Disney music's usually like lyrical and it has, you know, that kind of vibe where everyone can sing along. But
Pixar's
Pixar
pretty,
music
like,
is
upbeat.
still so special in a different way. And so it was just
Yeah.
so much fun listening to all that. So I'll send you guys videos.
Yeah,
the band was
definitely.
so fun and like
Yeah.
Happy
It was a
and
lot
incredible.
of people in the band, too.
Yeah.
It was just really fun to watch.
it was incredible. But now we're moving on to another land that was probably close to Pacific Wharf, where you're like, wait, that's a land.
Yeah.
Paradise
Yeah.
Gardens Park.
I honestly don't
I
think
didn't
I
realize
knew
that
the
had a
full
name.
name of this land. I'm like, Paradise something? I don't even think I ever knew it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting name.
because
that
when they
picked.
switched like Pixar Pier, or sorry, what was it called before?
Paradise.
Paradise Pier
Yeah.
Pier to Pixar Pier, then they had to do a cutoff because they were gonna keep Goofy Sky School, right? Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of weirdness happening, and
Yeah.
Paradise Gardens Park is a very weird
Yeah.
land. But there are some good things there, like food. Do you guys
Yeah.
have a food spot you guys go to here?
Kinda, I guess. So if you don't want to wait in the Starbucks line to get a coffee in the middle of the day, you can get a coffee from Joffrey's Coffee Cart. And
Oh, yes.
and the good
Yeah.
reason is that you can skip that line also because you can mobile order.
Yeah,
from
where you
that one.
cannot do that at
Yes.
Starbucks.
So you can mobile
They
order
really
yourself
need to get
a
on
cold
that
brew
at
coffee
Starbucks.
and go pick it up. So
You
I
know what?
I pretty much about every midday I'm like I could go for a coffee. So
Nice
Yeah.
iced coffee.
Yes.
Same.
that's our
Joffrey's is where it's at.
that is our food or drink item.
We fell in love with Joffrey's at Disney World before they brought it here.
I was so happy when I heard that they were going to open a cart here. And I was like, I'm going to be there all the time because Starbucks lines are always so
so-
long.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're
I love
crazy.
Joffrey's.
Although we love Joffrey's, we chose
Our
something different.
Favorite.
Do you want to do it?
Always,
Yeah.
always a staple is Corn Dog Castle, as I mentioned earlier. We are huge fans of Corn Dog Castle. We've been going there forever. It was always our like. I feel like we would always
That
go
and a
like
Sprite.
the second
so-
it opened at 11 a.m. That was like when we were starting to like get hungry. If we had like a small breakfast or like almost no breakfast, it was like we were
Corn dog
so ready for a corn dog from Corn Dog Castle.
I don't know what
And-
it is about corn dog. I mean,
don't either.
obviously it's like the same as the little.
The wagon.
Red
Little
wagon.
red wagon.
Red wagon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they taste exactly the same, but for
But-
some reason we've just always gone to Corn Dog Castle.
I feel like because
and it's
it
so good.
feels super like
Fitting.
like a pier and kind of just like that. I don't know. Corn dogs just kind of fit within that vibe, and
Yeah.
so Corn Dog Castle is just. I love it.
Corn Dog
I love
Castle
it.
with some chips and a Sprite. That's like our
Always.
late morning like snack / lunch.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
Yeah, the
Always
perfect
a favorite.
Disney snack. Or I mean, it's a meal technically, so.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Oh,
yeah,
so
it's
good.
so good. Definitely a favorite.
So, what would your guys' entertainment or ride here be?
So for this, it would be World of Color.
Oh, I thought we were picking Ariel.
No.
Wait, we split it too because we thought it. Yeah, we thought it was gonna be.
I'll pick Ariel.
You can go on Ariel. I'll see World of Color.
The Ariel's nice because it's the. I mean, I like Ariel, but it's definitely an AC. It's kind of almost like
5-minute line.
Usually no line.
Yeah.
Rest your eyes for a little bit, cool off.
Yeah. But World of Color is usually the clear winner, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, for sure. Same here. Love World of Color, and we haven't seen it since it's come back. So I'm really hoping on our next trip we're gonna go.
I know we haven't seen it either since the shutdown, so we're so excited.
I can't wait to get in line 30 minutes before it starts and sit down and just stood up 20 minutes before it starts.
Like, okay, time to stand up.
I've been standing on these feet all day. Please let me sit down.
My feet feel like they're gonna fall off. Don't make me stand up.
Oh my gosh, that's true. I don't know how we're gonna do that with Chance. Our son, he's not gonna sit.
And then you mentioned, Clayton, that you're tall. Do you get a good view? Because I'm probably nowhere near that, and so I never get a good view. I'm like,
I mean, usually I got a pretty good view. I mean, I can stand right behind her and like on top of her and see right over her. So I don't
no
have to worry
problem.
about it. Anyone standing behind me is out of luck, but.
Yeah.
You're lucky.
That's so good. But yeah, we did the same thing. I chose Ariel, but then she was like, "Wait, World of Color counts," and I was like, "Oh yeah, definitely World of Color." Honestly, I mean, Phantasmic is the best because you get water, you get fireworks, you get characters and all that stuff. But World of Color, for being like kind of a cousin
secondary,
it does it so well.
I think it's such a cool idea for like a nighttime show.
Yeah,
it's just
and
really well done.
Water screen.
I think it's more vibrant too, like when it comes to the projections than
Absolutely,
Phantasmic. So yeah,
it's beautiful.
I love that. Such a good show.
So good.
I can't wait to see it again. Oh.
I know. You guys get to go so soon. So stoked. We're like, hopefully we can see it. Depends on how tired our kid is now.
Yeah, maybe I'll just sleep through it and we can watch it. We'll see.
Yeah.
So for photo, it might be similar.
Yeah,
our
probably.
photo is the pier view with the Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
It had to be that.
So
Same.
classic.
It is.
So
it's the best. It's the best view.
Yeah. How about traditions?
So as I've mentioned, I am taller. So Emily likes to try to get me to go on Goofy Sky School, which
oh my gosh, chop off your head while you're doing
I rode it once with my buddy and it was the first time I ever rode it. I think it might be the last time I may have ridden it once with him. It's terrifying. It's the terrifying ride. It's right up there with Disney World Space Mountain for me, because Disney World Space Mountain feels like the same level of like horror for taller people. So
yeah, Clayton just feels like he's gonna die on it.
And then our other tradition that I just threw in there at the end is never entering this land, because we never go over to that side of the park.
We usually don't go over there. We have gone Corn Dog Castle before, but we don't really do the rest of that loop that connects back to the pier. Like, we just don't go over there.
Yeah.
It is a really weird land. Very awkward.
It is interesting.
It needs something. It's just, it seems very lost. Like, they have a couple of those restaurants over there, but we've never eaten.
Which we've never been to.
I don't know. And then they have like the swings. But there's no reason for us to go over there.
Those too. Yeah. It's a fun place during like Food and Wine, because they have a lot of like
there's a lot over there
lined up around there. But there's also a lot of places lined up everywhere.
Yeah,
but it is a really awkward land for sure.
Yeah. They need to kind of like figure out a theme for that. I think it's kind of lost at the moment.
Yeah, definitely.
But yes, our tradition is definitely getting an afternoon iced coffee at Joffrey's. That's similar to you.
It just hits the spot.
It's,
iced coffee.
Yeah, so good.
You need that little boost, you know.
We start dragging in the afternoon. Yeah. It's so needed.
For sure.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Oh my gosh, that slump when it's like at the heat of the day.
Yeah.
Definitely needed. So this brings us to our last land as we're kind of circling around the park. We have to walk through Grizzly Peak. before we go back to Buena Vista Street. And I love this land so much. It is such a beautiful, peaceful land. Although the first one we had a very tough time with. But did you guys have any food or drink from Grizzly Peak?
So we strategically picked churro. So there's the churro cart on the back half of the path. Yeah, so.
Because we don't go to the one restaurant in this land ever. So we're like, well, we get a churro every time we're in California Adventure. This will be the land for it, I guess.
Yeah, so that is our food item.
That's actually, that's really good.
Yeah, we put Smoke Jumpers, which is the restaurant, and we
usually never go here.
We don't. Yeah, we went back when it was a different name, right? Back before it was
when it was like Condor Flats area.
Yeah, yeah, it was different.
We used to get like chicken nuggets there all the time because we always crave chicken nuggets. But we did go there last time because
not for
our son,
like ourselves. Yeah, we were just like trying to find something for our son to eat, and I was like, well, that's right there. Let's like go get food for him.
Yeah. But I like your churro option better. That's a good one. But we've never actually gotten churros at that stand. We usually always do Disneyland churros. So maybe we have to hit up churros.
Well, I don't even know if we've gotten churros from that cart.
So maybe this is also cheap. I don't know.
I think we've been more likely to get the churro from the cart on Buena Vista Street.
Yeah, it's like Willie's churros or something.
But then we were like, oh, what do we pick for Grizzly Peak? I was like, that's
churro cart, easy.
Churro cart. Because you can't pick popcorn because can't have double popcorn. Yeah.
Double popcorn. Yeah, because Smoke Jumpers is kind of like it's such a random little restaurant that I don't think a lot of people go to.
Yeah.
But there is not, even though I love this land, there's not a lot of food options that really stand out to us. But there is a ride that really stands out here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure we're lining up here too.
Yes.
You guys going Soarin'?
Soarin', of course.
Nice. Oh, now there are questions since we do that. California or World?
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna.
Okay, so Clayton and I, we still agree on this, right?
Yeah.
It has to be Soarin' over California. That is still our favorite version. Like, Soarin' over the world or Soarin' around the world is still great. I really like that they updated it. But I don't know, there's just something about Soarin' over California that's so special.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too with California. You still get to visit all of these different kind of landscapes, and it's crazy that it's all in one state. Like sometimes you forget, this is all in California. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah. I agree. It is the best. It's so iconic. And yeah, it is like fitting because it's within California Adventure. Like I wish it was still that, at least here, and that maybe World was
right.
Florida.
Or maybe you do a Florida version over there. You're like over swamplands. There's like crocodiles trying to get at you, and you're like, oh.
I mean, I like the concept of around the world, but I still just think that California is my favorite.
There's also some wonky things about around the world, even though I do love it, although you don't get as many amazing smells. Like California always has the amazing smells. But around the world, you get the Eiffel Tower that's like
curved.
like crooked. Yeah. And then as you get closer to it, it's like, you're
like that doesn't look right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there's some interesting things with around the world. But thankfully last time we went, we actually got to do over California, and that was amazing.
That's right.
Us too.
I was so happy.
Yeah, food so cool.
Yeah, it's so great. I know. I love it. I love that they bring it back at least.
Yeah,
for
every so often.
Yeah,
right.
definitely.
Just stay, but
I think it'd be cool for Soarin' Around the World if they did like different versions of it. So if it was like Star Tours, where they could just add extra scenes, you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah,
like, that would be really cool.
That would be
it's like a prime ride for that too. So
yeah.
Hey, Disney, Imagineering, hit us up.
Listen up.
Yeah, right.
Seriously,
oh my gosh.
That's a good idea.
Even if there was only like 2 or 3, because like within each one you still go to so many places. So if they just did like an A or B or like an ABC, you know, kind of thing, that would be enough. Like that would be so cool.
Yeah.
To do that. Oh yeah, and you could do California, World, and then like another part of the world. You know, just kind of do everything.
Yeah.
Travel everywhere. Yeah, let's do it.
Possibilities are endless.
Totally.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, that'd be great. So how about photo spot here? Do you guys have one?
Well, we don't necessarily take a photo with this that often, but it would probably be the giant bear outside of Grizzly River Run. That's always really cool. But
Yeah.
if we're lucky, a picture that I would love to get is of one of the Disney cats that hangs out at like around Grizzly River Run. There's one that always sits there, and we're gonna look for it this time. So this would be the desired photo, to get one of a Disney cat. That's like the dream.
It's the only Disney cat I've
man.
ever seen is the one that hangs out in that area.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Now we need to look for it too, because I have
love the
not
Disney
seen
cats.
this cat. Yeah, I feel like I've only heard of them. Like
There's
they're
an
just
Instagram.
elusive.
There's
Yeah,
like
there is.
Disneyland cats,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Gotta
And we could
follow
like
it.
get to know some of them before we actually meet them in person.
We'll be like celebrities. Like, I've seen
oh my
you.
gosh,
Right.
Joe! It's so good to see you.
I know your
Very so
name.
awesome. Yeah, right.
I know who
That's
you
gonna be
are.
our next objective.
Let me hold you.
You don't know me.
Yeah, so
Come over here.
there's actually one cat that apparently likes to hang out. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but the Magic Key Terrace. So there's one cat that likes to hang out there and comes out like pretty much every night or most nights. So we actually have a reservation
my
there. So maybe we'll get to see her.
Hopefully you see it.
Keep an eye out.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, please take photos.
Yeah,
and you
let's
guys have a
hope.
cat too, right? We have one cat.
We have 2 cats. Yeah.
2 cats.
Oh, you have 2 cats. Oh,
Two
nice,
Disney
nice.
cats.
Oh yeah, what are their names again?
We have Oliver and we have Binks. The
Ooh, oh my
Cute.
gosh, I love that.
Our
So
cat
good.
is named Indy after Indiana.
After
Jones.
Indiana Jones, but she's a girl, so Indy kind of
Yeah.
in a little bit. Yeah,
Kind of made more sense.
so good. But our photo, so one area that I love capturing is like the Grizzly River Run, like where that lift is. There's that like big wheelhouse kind of thing.
The mill house.
With the water and all this, the mill house, yeah. And so love that area.
Yeah.
And so I always kind of feel like I have to take a picture of it.
Yeah, we love that spot, and that you can go like around the back side of it, which we just learned pretty recently. Never had done that before. And yeah, like it's always super empty.
You
And
get
it's
that
just,
huge waterfall over there as well.
yeah, it's really beautiful. It's just like a different walkway that leads over towards Soren, and it's awesome.
And that was for my traditions that like once we found that walkway, we always love to go that area because no one's there, super peaceful, super beautiful, and yeah, I love taking that path
Yeah,
for sure.
that's so fun.
Yeah, that's kind of similar to ours too. It's just walking in that little back pathway by Grizzly, but yeah, it's just there and watching the rafts go by. Honestly, it's so much fun, like seeing how soaked everybody gets.
Yeah.
Yeah, seeing
Yeah.
everyone's reactions as they
Definitely.
get drenched.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, because I'm never like willing to go on that ride like
Yeah,
anymore.
but it's fun to watch
watching
other people.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah,
great. And then you
it
had
takes-
one.
it-
You had
It
one.
takes a lot of convincing to get us on Grizzly because it's like, okay, am I willing to gamble?
I don't really like to get. Yeah.
Being the
I-
person gets a wave over
Oh
my
my
head. I don't know.
I don't mind getting wet. What I don't like is that like if you get locked going back and you're stuck
down
there,
that
it's like
huge hill.
not my favorite.
That drop.
Oh my gosh. I'll
Feeling
put
of
up with it
helplessness.
for Splash Mountain. Like Splash Mountain, I'll put up with it because it's like
just
so
have
you
to.
need to like be. I don't know. It's just so thematically great and just puts you into that Disney spirit. And once it's Tiana's Bayou Adventure as well, it'll be the same. But yeah, for one that's not like super themed, I'm like I don't care to get wet.
Yeah, it's not worth
I'll
the
pass.
risk.
Yeah,
Yeah,
seriously.
totally.
So good.
The only other tradition that we have now is that we do enjoy going over to the Redwood Creek Challenge Trail. We
Okay,
never
that
used to
makes
do
sense.
that.
now
Yeah,
that
with
we have
our
a little
son,
too, yeah.
it has become kind of a tradition. I never cared to go into that area before, but it's so cool.
it is really.
It's
cool.
like a fun, like little relaxing break, kind of. I mean, we're usually chasing our son around, but it's still kind of a break from like the crowds a little bit. Like you just kind of go in there and there's like waterfalls and just feels kind of secluded. So it's a fun little spot to go when you're feeling overwhelmed with people.
Yeah, maybe we should try and walk over there this next trip just to see it because I
Research.
can't
nice.
tell you the last
There's
time
some
I've actually been
beautiful-
over there.
Yeah.
It's really nice and peaceful. Like even you don't have to like climb up the rope ladders or anything like that, but just like walking in that area is really, really beautiful.
Yeah,
and
it
it's
always
very
feels pretty
different than
empty.
everything else. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
love
like it.
For sure.
So yeah, that pretty much concludes it.
Yeah.
I think that's
Oh,
everything for California Adventure, which is
All right.
crazy.
I'm so excited for Disneyland or Disneyland Talk, which will be out, I guess, this will
Next-
come out on Friday, so this upcoming Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Not
A Wednesday
tomorrow,
coming up. It'll be
the
not-
coming Wednesday from then.
Sometime
This is
soon.
released to the people.
But yeah, we're
Yeah.
super excited to have you guys come on our show. It'll be so much
Yeah.
fun.
Yes, guys,
Can't wait.
it was such an honor to have you guys on our show. So glad we connected, and we've talked about this so many times before, but the Disney community is so great. The different, people that we get to meet from having the show is just amazing, and so glad that we met you guys. Cannot wait to
Yeah.
hang out in person.
Yes,
going
we're
to
gonna
be
do it.
so much fun. But can you tell our listeners where they could find you guys and all that good stuff?
Yeah, sure. So again, our podcast is Make It Magical. And we are mostly for social media on Instagram. If you are on there, you'll probably be talking to me because I kind of run our whole page, but you can find us at Make It Magical Pod, and I love chatting with everybody, so definitely come check it out and give us a follow. But hopefully you'll stay tuned for the next episode so you can hear Chris and Emily come on our show too.
Oh yeah, we cannot
We're
wait.
so excited. Thank you guys so much for coming on. We had so much fun chatting.
Yeah,
This
thank
was a
you
lot of
so
fun.
much for
Yeah.
inviting us on the show.
Of
Definitely.
course.
Hey, we'll see you guys in a few days.
Yeah.
Have a
Yeah.
good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Emily and Clayton of Make It Magical podcast. We had so much fun talking to you guys, and we're so glad that we finally got to have you on. We're so excited to be on your show next week. It was such a blast. We can't wait to talk about Disneyland next.
Yeah, we had such a blast talking to you guys, and I'm so glad that we got to do this back-to-back episode. It's going to be so much fun, and hopefully in the future we'll do some more episodes with you guys. And hopefully one day we could go to the park together. It'd be so much fun. Definitely make sure to follow them at Make It Magical Pod on Instagram. They're going to be in the park soon. They have great content on their social media, but also definitely on their podcast. So you can find them everywhere you could listen to podcasts. So glad that we got to talk to them again. But anyways, thank you so much for listening to our episode, and you guys can catch us next week on their podcast. And with that, we will see you guys then. Have a great one.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.